All it is a political power grab. There's a concerted effort by the leadership to bash the president on every venue.
The president just endorsed you very strongly this week. Does that help you in Arizona for your reelection?
Oh, it sure does. In my congressional district, President Trump won by 21 percentage points.
Wow.
So he's very popular in my district, and, you know, he's doing a fantastic job. I really believe that he's going to take Arizona more than he did last time.
He clearly has a lot of confidence in you. The fact that you were selected out of a lot of different House members to be a part of his legal team when the case from the House was presented to the Senate was a huge compliment. You have to have felt that maybe you caught some people's attention during the House committee hearings.
Yeah, I sure did. I feel very blessed. You know, I didn't ask to be on Judiciary Committee. Doug Collins, the top Republican, asked me to be on Judiciary Committee. And then, of course, this whole impeachment thing came forward, and it was just wrong. What the Democrats are doing is wrong. All it is a political power grab. I would just speak from the heart and say, this is wrong. This is outrageous. We need to stop this for the sake of our country.
There were two things that I think a lot of us were watching. One was the process itself, which seemed incredibly unfair. You guys on the Republican side were not given the same access to documents and witnesses. But the other part was the evidence itself. You saw it in a way we didn't. Was there anything whatsoever that you saw that you thought was worthy of even consideration of impeaching an elected president?
There was absolutely nothing that was impeachable that the Democrats brought forward. And remember, it's the House's duty to prove their case that there was an impeachable offense that the president did. And they didn't even come close to this. And then for them to go over to the Senate when they didn't call witnesses, they didn't wait around to subpoena people, and then say the Senate was doing a cover-up. Give me a break. These people are so hypocritical. I cannot believe the political, ruthless nature that goes on in Washington, D.C. I mean, they don't even deal with the truth.
When I watch these proceedings, one of the things that strikes me is this is a very different kind of atmosphere than 20, 30 years ago, when members of different parties would be fierce in their debate, but you could still see a level of collegiality that existed, a certain decorum. I don't see that anymore. Tell us what it's like behind the scenes when the cameras are off and in those cloakrooms back there. Is it as tense there with folks from the other party as it appears to be in public?
I'm on Rules Committee, Judiciary Committee, Homeland Security Committee, and I can tell you that there's a concerted effort by the leadership to bash the president on every venue. In Homeland Security, they haul in people that bash the Trump administration on border security. Chairman Nadler accused the Customs and Border Protection officers of negligent homicide, child abuse. The rhetoric is over the top. It's a waste of time. They're wasting our time. They're wasting taxpayer dollars. They're not getting anything done. They're just angry.
And Congressman, there's talk that the Democrats will do another impeachment even before this election happens. I mean, I can't even imagine that they would do it, but they're talking about it. How would that be received in the House?
I think I've long passed the point of being surprised of what they're doing. And to me, it doesn't even make political sense. I mean, let's say they even believe this stuff, which I think some of the Democrats actually believe what they're saying. But I think in the leadership, this is just a political strategy. It's pure political, want to take out the president, influence the 2020 election. But, you know, they don't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's not politically smart. I mean, they hauled in Al Sharpton into the Judiciary Committee and bashed our law enforcement. That's not a smart political move to bash law enforcement, bash our Border Patrol officers. People around America don't want their congresspeople bashing law enforcement.
There was a moment during the State of the Union where Democratic Senator Kristen Sinema stood up and applauded the president, and she was clearly quite alone at that point. This is someone from your home state of Arizona. Were you surprised that she sort of bucked the trend and stood and at least gave the president props for the economy?
No, I wasn't surprised because she's very politically savvy. And so my guess is that she did that so then the next day she could vote against the president, so she could kind of have it both ways.
Well, we are delighted that you are in Congress, and I hope that next year in the next State of the Union, it'll be Speaker Kevin McCarthy sitting behind the president. I'm pretty sure he won't be ripping up the speech. Congresswoman Debbie Lesko, thank you for joining us tonight.